I would initially blame my audience कि यार ये लोग ताली भी नहीं बजाते, कुछ बोलते नहीं. It's not every day that somebody discovers you from a cafe and they take you and they say भाई तुम मुंबई चलो and तुम
स्टार बना देंगे. आज हमारे साथ जो आर्टिस्ट बैठी हैं, she is of Coke Studio fame.
This was so special. ये लोग like this was my dream years ago. Now they love me. And then the very next moment I'll be like हाँ ठीक है. I specially added that because I wanted कि years later I want people to sing it back to me. हम तो जिक्र के दम पे तुम्हारे दिन और रात गुजारे, तुमको क्या है पता. There are these drunkards, there are these owners who are watching every moment of yours and every song, every show needs to be a hit. Like हम लोग ये कह ही नहीं सकते कि हमें social media पसंद है नहीं है. It is such an integral part of our life. It's like saying कि हमें दूध लेने जाना नहीं पसंद है, हमें ये कट कर देना, ये बहुत बुरा जोक था.
Hello everyone, welcome to a fresh new episode of Top Shelf Musings. आज हमारे साथ जो आर्टिस्ट बैठी हैं, शी इज ऑफ कोक स्टूडियो फेम एंड एक रिसेंट नई चीज़ भी आई है, बहुत एक्साइटिंग, राइट? आई वॉजंट प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट ऑनेस्टली. मैंने पूरा स्क्रिप्टिंग वगैरह कर लिया था. देन कल आई सॉ वेट कुछ नया है, ऐड करना पड़ेगा पोस्ट स्क्रिप्ट में. हमारा ना एक सेगमेंट है जो हमें बहुत पसंद है, वेयर वी आस्क द आर्टिस्ट अबाउट अ सॉन्ग दैट दे आर लिसनिंग टू ऑन लूप, दैट दे आर शेयरिंग अराउंड. सो व्हाट सॉन्ग वुड यू शेयर फॉर द ऑडियंस दैट्स ऑन लूप फॉर यू राइट नाउ?
Since the past 6 years, I have only been listening to Chupke Se on a loop. A.R. Rahman's Chupke Se.
I know.
That's a song since the past 6 years. Every day I listen to it at least 12 times. Every day.
Wow.
Every day. And I don't think so there has been even one day where I haven't heard उसको उतना बार.
तो ये कहाँ से ऐसा डेवलप हुआ, रूटीन में आ गया आपके?
It's such an interesting song and I think I've heard the Tamil version also. Usually I'm a great A.R. Rahman fan. I'm the biggest.
I've heard about it.
So the song, even the lyrics, like Gulzar wrote the lyrics, and every time I sing it, I've done it so many times, and I tell my
You're
friends,
in awe.
It's like goosebumps. फिर से, like I listen to it again and I say, I've goosebumps. It is such a mood. I won't There's no particular emotion connected to it. Just the song. When I had initially started listening to it, I remember I was having a very boring life at that point, and I was like, I got something. अब मेरे 7 दिन तो ऐसे गए. And I said, for 7 days I have something interesting. I'm going to listen to it. But then it's been years and years and years, and that song has accompanied me. So that is there in Sting's Fragile. I listen to it often. Fragile and Chupke Se by A.R. Rahman. These 2 songs.
We surely check this out. So आपके introductions वगैरह बहुत जगह हैं. I went through articles, I went through clips, and everything is sort of out there. So what I wanted to do कि आप भी क्वेश्चन से बोर ना हो, आपको भी ऐसा लगे कि यार यही रेपिटेशन चल रहा है, मैं ऑटोमेशन मोड पे चल रहा हूँ. I try to go over things जो हम लोग जानना चाहते हैं about your music and about your personality. Because I feel कि कोई भी आर्टिस्ट म्यूजिक बनाता है, वो अपनी पर्सनैलिटी, अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस के बेस पे बनाता है, and that's what really shapes you as a musician and as an artist. So starting out as a musician, how did you discover music and किस तरह के genre आपने सुनना स्टार्ट करे, covers किस तरह से आपने approach करे, making them your own?
I started music very early, like school time, and I think I wanted to be a funny person. I wanted to make everybody laugh. So music was sort of an alliance in that tomfoolery कि मेरे को भाई सबको हंसाना है, मस्ती करानी है. I would go over to every person and try to talk. So I would make these silly songs. I would if there was a person, I would make a song about them. If there was somebody had funny traits, तो मैं उन लोगों के बारे में छोटे-छोटे songs बनाती थी, and eventually I started enjoying it. Everybody around me started enjoying it, and that's how I got into the seriousness of it. Slowly I started discovering bands. It was mainly Western music. Then I got into Hindustani Classical later on. Okay. So that's how it basically began.
So किसी point पे ये नहीं लगा कि यार कॉमेडी करनी चाहिए, कम्युनियन का पार्ट लेना चाहिए?
My friends often tell me कि you should try stand up. तुझे stand up करना चाहिए. But the kind of humor I have, it's mainly कि हाँ ये दोस्त है तो तू ऐसा है, कुछ बहुत funny remark मैंने दे दिया and everybody will go crazy. And I told them, I cannot take that up on a stage. You need to have... Yeah, it's very different being funny in real life with your friends. वो बहुत लोग होते हैं. तो my friends often push me. वो कहते हैं कि you know, you should try for this. You're a great singer, but you are funny, man. तुझे करना चाहिए. And I tell them, तेरी मजाक बनाने में मैं पूरा वो नहीं लिख सकती हूँ session. So hopefully someday, who knows.
And you know, I'm noticing that a lot of indie artists today are creating experiences. So it's not just a performance that they're trying to do. It's not just their songs that they're presenting, but they're creating an experience for everybody. So I think ऐसे कुछ नया format आ सकता है. We could look forward to that. And I've noticed one thing in your covers, that you always project that song as your own. So how do you initially connect with the song? For example, you can take up any cover that you did and like, मेरे को याद आ रहा है परिक्रमा का आपने एक गाना cover किया था. So let's take up that one. So how do you really connect with that, and after that projected कि यार ये मेरी presentation इस गाने की, and that's how I see it. And वो बहुत honestly बाहर आता है. That's something I really appreciate. So what would you like to share on that?
The fact that you said कि वो honestly आता है, I think like art, I think it's getting too deep into it, but if something is honest, like if any form of art is honest, that's the only way that it is going to work in the long run. And honesty, वो मुझे अभी याद नहीं आ रहा, but there's this quotation, okay, like basically it means that such like it's the most beautiful thing, honesty. So whenever I try my hands at everything. If I like 5 songs which speak to me, I'll try them, but then they won't feel right, and then one song, it'll feel right. Okay, I feel this at this moment in my life, and I can deliver this.
How would you
emotion.
define feeling right for you? What does feeling right mean?
You look at any musician, how they have come to form a sound. Har band ki, like talk about Coldplay, Dream Theater, anybody, you know their sound.
Yeah.
Even if there's a new song, you'll know that this is band ka. How do you know it? They haven't kept a pattern. They haven't like been doing हम लोग यही करते आए, so we should stick to this thing. But it is a form of वो honesty has been sticking. I don't know how to, like I'm going off track. But when you understand your truth, like जहाँ पे तुम्हें समझ में आ जाता है कि this is something that speaks to me, and this is going to be my message to everybody else, and then it forms a pattern. You go Leonard Cohen, take him for an
beautiful songwriter.
Beautiful, my favorite songwriter. What about his songs is similar? Absolutely nothing. Like he speaks about everything from love to something super sexual to something super spiritual. But then it's such a delicate way of communicating, that communication, that honesty established. I've gone a lot off track, but
we're in that sphere. We're in that realm.
So basically that's about it.
So जितना मेरे से टेक अवे रहा कि it's about feeling confident. Here, this is the idea I believe in, and I'm confident about presenting it to others. Like मैंने इसमें ये सच्चाई ढूंढी है, so I'm confident कि यार इसको present करके मैं बाकियों को कैसे present कर रहा हूँ.
Absolutely.
Sounds about right.
I think sums it up.
Moving on about your journey, I noticed that a lot of the boom came around the pandemic when you were doing a lot of covers online. For example, COVID hadn't happened. Would you be still sticking to those live shows ka pattern and maintaining that sort of a sustenance usse, या फिर you would have given more push to online still?
Absolutely, I think I would be a nobody. To be like very honest, I would still be doing the same cafe shows. I would because it's not every day that somebody discovers you from a cafe and they take you and they say, भाई तुम मुंबई चलो and तुम
स्टार बना देंगे.
That's not like I had dreamed of it for years and years. I had done almost 1,000 performances and it wasn't happening. And every day I would be hopeful that somebody big is going to discover me.
What would you say really lacks in the live performances ka sphere? Because as you shared, you would have been a nobody agar wo nahi hota so. So what do you think currently is lacking in that space? Ki if an artist is starting out, they're performing at cafes and clubs, and of course एक वो starting out होता है कि यार एक दिन तो कोई आके मेरे को discover करेगा and they'll ring me up and I'll be making it big. So what do you think really lacks in that space which can be made up to fill in that gap? या फिर सबको ऐसे आप online तो shift कर नहीं सकते, because live performance is a very big part of being a musician. That really shows कि यार आप कितने musician हैं, कितने technology पे ही rely कर रहे हो पूरा.
I think relevance, like the desire to be relevant, is something which is killing the entire scene. Because abhi kuch time pehle the entire rock scene, everybody wanted to be a rock band, be it वो सूफी को भी रॉक कर रहे थे, एंड दिस वाज द सीन इन दिल्ली स्पेशली. नाउ इट इज सडनली सूफी. अब थोड़ी सी शायरी बोलनी है, थोड़ा सा इंटरेक्शन करना है, एंड देन कुछ भी चीज़ को सूफी बोल के वी हैव टू प्रेजेंट इट. एंड वो चीज़ का वेव हैज़ बीन गोइंग ऑन फॉर 2 years नाउ. एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज इवन द बैंड्स हु वांट टू डू सॉफ्ट रॉक नंबर्स या फिर रॉक नंबर, अभी वो लोग वो शिफ्ट हो गया है. यूल सी ये सेम पैटर्न की सब शेरवानी ये सब दे आर डूइंग. 3 बैकिंग वोकलिस्ट हैं, थोड़ी सी शायरी हो रही. हाउ कम लाइक suddenly so many Sufi bands are resurfacing or coming up? It is because ये इनमें से आधे bands used to be rock bands, but they know in order to stay relevant, this is the pattern we need to follow. So the entire live experience, उसमें there is no spice, there are no different acts happening. तो वही चीज़ है, या तो रॉक चलेगा या फिर ये चलेगा, एंड देन टुमारो इफ इट्स समथिंग वेरी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक बेस्ड, फिर वो चलेगा. एवरीबडी विल स्टार्ट स्विचिंग.
So it's all about riding the wave and wherever that takes you.
For now here, like majorly it is that. I'm pretty sure there are so many acts who are like curating different experiences, who are working day and night कि कुछ something special they do for their audience. But जो commercial scene में what I have seen is this is going on.
One recent example, I don't know if you know of this artist, Bharat. So,
I've heard the name.
So he's a singer-songwriter from Himachal, and I went to his gig in October. So what I knew firstly was कि वो gigs नहीं करता है, बहुत कम. Last time he played in Delhi was probably 2019 और बहुत साल पहले. Okay, and people entered and he made everybody sit. Deeper 48 में शो चल रहा है, and he asked कि आप लोग खड़े होकर आप लोग बैठ जाओ आराम से. ये क्या चल रहा है, ये कुछ नया चीज है. बिकॉज यूजुअली यू जस्ट स्टैंड अराउंड, द पर्सन कम्स, इंट्रोड्यूसेस हिमसेल्फ, स्टार्ट्स प्लेइंग. ही इज लाइक कि आई वांट मोर कन्वर्सेशन, आई वांट यू गाइज टू टॉक टू मी, यू नो, आई विल शेयर मोर अबाउट माई म्यूजिक, अबाउट माई जर्नी. सो उसमें 40% म्यूजिक था, 60% एक्सपीरियंसेस था, बट दैट एक्सपीरियंसेस का फ्लो क्रिएटेड सो मच ऑफ अ फाउंडेशन, यू नो, कि वो जो आप सॉन्ग्स सुन रहे हो, उनकी स्टोरीज सुन रहे हो, दैट रियली हिट्स यू हार्ड. So मेरे को अभी भी याद है कि उस सेट में जितने भी गाने उसने परफॉर्म करे थे, that really hit home because he was really creating that foundation.
But I think, you know, as difficult it is to reach there, जो ये commercial music कर रहे हैं, जिनके बारे में like I was very critical a moment back, I think like the kind of stuff that they are doing, it is more challenging. It is easier to have, like I speak this for myself also. Now I have my own audience, just like the person you said. I'm pretty sure he has a great following, people who love him. So it's easier to get them in a room or you know, in a space. क्योंकि मेरे लोग हैं, they love me no matter. Even if I mess up 1,000 times, they'll go home कि oh, we came here to see Mansa and it was amazing. It's your nerves are calmer when you look at this crowd,
because you are trusting that audience with कि हाँ चलो इनको
पता है what I'm going to do, and they initially they have come with love towards this. But जो ये commercial bands हैं, जिसका मैं भी एक major part I have been, and I think in some way I continue to be, उनके लिए कितना challenging होता है. There are these drunkards, there are these owners who are watching every moment of yours, and every show needs to be a hit. Otherwise you won't get that phone call. So उन लोगों के लिए वो relevant रहना और अच्छा show देना, यहाँ पे all they have is strangers around them. Take for example, I know like half of my friends, they're still going to cafes and performing. They are so nervous. They are like, ये सारे जितने भी strangers हैं, I have to impress these people. Now when I go up, I was like, these are my followers, they love me, I still need to impress them. But there's, you know, in order to cushion that blow, you have their love. So these situations are there.
काफी interesting. I was reminded few years back, pre-COVID, I was performing at this cafe in Saket. Me on the violin, so I'm a violinist mainly, and a friend of mine on the guitar. And हम कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, हमने एक set prepare किया, Christmas ही and थोड़ा इधर उधर के western songs, and the guy comes, manager comes, कि जरा अरे उस टेबल पे जाके उनको पूछो उनको क्या सुनना है, उनको वो सुनाओ. I'm like, मैं ये करने तो नहीं आया था. And that made me feel very odd. I'm like, okay, ठीक है, सोलो एक्ट में ये होता है, जब बैंड के साथ एक दो बार जगह परफॉर्म किया पंजाबी बागरा जोरी में, तब इतना वो नहीं था. दैट वाज मोर लाइक कि बैंड जा रहा है अपना सेट लिस्ट लेके परफॉर्म करके अपना निकल रहा है. सो आई डू फील यार एज एन आर्टिस्ट इट इम्पैक्ट्स यू अ लॉट. because how you were supposed to envision yourself as an artist कि यार इतना टाइम बाद ना मैं ये कर रहा हूँगा, इधर ये सब चल रहा होगा, वो ऐसा पैन आउट हर बार करता नहीं है.
हाँ, it is always easier to perform before a crowd जो तुम्हें जानता है, जो तुम्हें प्यार करता है, rather than strangers who want you to impress them. So I think I'm so glad that I started off performing in these small cafes जहाँ पे
because you took on those challenges in the initial
people were
time.
so critical of everything. The owners would stare at you कि क्या भाई कुछ चलते फिरते गाने चलो, all that. It prepares you. Now even if I like if I see 6,000 of my followers, of course it will be nerve-wracking, like I'll be shaking, but they love me. They love me, so I know
एक वो reassurance रहता है
reassurance
उसमें.
is there.
I see. एक recent आपका gig हुआ था Piano Man में, and I saw a lot of clips of that show. And the way you also wrote about that show in your story. So I would like to know more about how did that go down, and your outfit, like that was badass, to be honest.
It was last moment. Outfit was मेरे पास performance के day में भी I did not have any outfit. Like I was in touch with like I usually get my clothes from this brand, and मैं इतनी like I was so nervous about this Piano Man gig कि मैंने वो try नहीं किया.
What made you nervous about it इतना पहले?
Because we were curating a very special performance. Like I don't think so Piano Man ever calls anybody who are doing their originals, but at the same time recreating Bollywood covers, and that also like our major part of our set is Bollywood covers. But we wanted to curate it in such a way that like we were speaking about curating experiences.
Yes.
So everything was very special. We had these we have a wonderful flute player. All the musicians are brilliant, but we broke down every song, every previous arrangement, and we made a fresh arrangement for the entire set. So it was really special. And I was too caught up, and when I tried the attire, it was reaching like here. And I said, "Nahi, jo bhi last moment hai, like let's take that and go." But like super fun. We all were very happy after that.
I think जब तक आपको वो एक rewarding feeling नहीं आता ना as an artist, you don't really feel कि यार कुछ किया है. And so what do you think makes that feeling up for you? कि after a show you feel like कि हाँ यार आज का जो किया ना, I feel satisfied as an artist. I'll be sleeping well knowing कि हाँ I've accomplished something. So is it more about your goals कि यार मैंने सोचा था ऐसा gig गया, या फिर audience का reciprocation and reaction?
I think like I keep switching. If right now I'm this person, I'll go back home and मेरी entirely different opinion. Yesterday only I was thinking, I was writing. Since the past 6 days I've been continuously just writing. 5 hours I'm just sitting and writing early morning 6 o'clock se. And then if I write something good, I'll be very happy. And I was like, wow. And मैं अचानक से कॉफी बनाते समय I was like, creation makes me happy. Creation gives my life a meaning. And then I said, it is a form of validation only. यहाँ पे if likes, comments are superficial, यहाँ पे मैंने अच्छा लिख लिया, so my life has some meaning to it. And what if I don't write anything good? What if I don't sing anything good? Suddenly the meaning goes away. So we have decided that this is superficial validation. ये थोड़ा सा better validation है. But when it comes to creation, वो validation better इसलिए I think because you get rid of those emotions. ठीक है, मैंने सफ़र किया, ये मेरी लाइफ का बुरा पार्ट था, मैंने गाना बना दिया. There you go. It is for you to find. It is to help you. तो वो validation एक तरीके से it is a refined form of the same validation.
Makes sense.
So हाँ, I love meeting people. I love talking to them. But I won't say कि like we were discussing that I'm grateful towards my audience, of course, and I always will. But there are moments when I feel absolutely nothing. ठीक है, it's a process. हाँ, everybody came, and then suddenly it will hit me that this was so special. ये लोग like this was my dream years ago. Now they love me, and then the very next moment I'll be like हाँ ठीक है. So it
on to the next one.
हाँ, it keeps like I'll be lying if I say वो मुझे इतना ज़्यादा प्यार मिला है और मैं like I feel that there's a bulb that goes off. Then suddenly I think these big actors इनको ये इतना प्यार मिलता है, and when I read these letters and all, and I'll be like, somebody took out इतना time, they wrote an entire page for me. So हाँ, that is there. Keep the good parts.
We surely look into that. अच्छा, so आपने बात करी about comments and engagement, मेरे को चीज़ याद आ गई. कि how this episode came to being. So there was this reel of yours where you push about flying to Surat and performing for a fan. And मैंने इसी ना टीम को भेजा कि यार have a look, this is such a cool thing. फिर मेरे को पता नहीं था, कमेंट जा चुका था, you had replied and here we are. So I feel कि हाँ, मैं ना सोशल मीडिया को वैसे इतना पसंद नहीं करता था, even though मेरा काम revolves a bit around social media as a video editor, but I feel कि एक वो power तो है कि it's all in the hands of people and एक वो मतलब बैलेंस है चीज़ों का, I feel.
I think like हम लोग ये कह ही नहीं सकते कि हमें सोशल मीडिया पसंद है नहीं है. It is such an integral part of our life. It's like saying कि हमें दूध लेने जाना नहीं पसंद है, हमें ये नहीं. It has become like so integral कि I think when I say कि मुझे सोशल मीडिया पसंद नहीं है, it only happens when things are not working out for me. जैसे मैं बहुत टाइम से काम कर रही हूँ and I'll be so frustrated, नहीं, nothing is working out, today I don't like social media, and then suddenly something will work out. It's not that bad. ठीक ही तो हो रहा है, घर में बैठ के 5-6 घंटे देती हूँ and then I get good opportunities. We can't do without it. So like I think good or bad, it is there.
It is there.
And I think for artists, no, if we talk about it, I come from a very small town. I've seen so many artists come up who have been more unfortunate. वो लोग अपने छोटे छोटे रूम से, and in fact when I started off, I remember my sister used to get wallpapers for my wall. It was so broken down and she would paste these wallpapers and she would say अपनी video बना, like go live. So like if this entire social media thing wasn't there, I think I would be nowhere. And if I can start there, I think anybody can start anywhere.
I agree, but किसी का अगर जैसे लक नहीं चला है, something didn't work out, फिर वो तो बंदा ब्लेम करने बैठ जाएगा ना कि यार उन लोगों का चल गया, मेरा नहीं चला. Because it's very clearly visible on the social media, the numbers game, all of these statistics are in front of you, the engagement, the views.
It's not just luck, sometimes I think जैसे लोग बोलते हैं be consistent. No, if I meet like, for example, there's this person and they don't have anything special. If you tell them to be consistent and they waste their life away, it's never going to happen. By consistency, they mean that, have so much strength in yourself that, like, shares. Like, I see my friends talking about shares, कि भाई ये लगा के रखना है, up, down, कुछ भी जा रहा है, हटाओ मत. That's the game. Don't be affected by it. Just keep finding creative ways. Now, what was happening with me was, since the past 7, 8, 9 months, I wasn't gaining any followers whatsoever. I was posting, I was doing. Then I realized that, I'm doing same old shit. वही चीज़ चल रही है, वही चल रहा है. I need to get creative with it. What else can I do? And then you do something, and then something works out. So
of course वो एक रिस्क तो लेना पड़ता है, कुछ नया ट्राई करने का.
At this point,
वो जब तक आप पोस्ट नहीं करोगे, देखोगे नहीं कैसे चल रहा है, you won't really find out कि हो क्या रहा है उसमें. वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक के अराउंड मेरे को बात करनी थी, बिकॉज आई सॉ यू लाइव लास्ट मंथ दिसंबर में. देयर वाज अ गिग विद परिक्रमा एंड फ्रेंड्स एंड आई सॉ योर नेम एंड आई वाज लाइक मनसा को देखने तो जाना पड़ेगा. एंड यू sang Zombie and Jolene, if I remember correctly.
I actually wanted to sing Aussie.
Oh my god, that would have been crazy.
It was like Parikrama, Subirda called me and he said, Mansa, you want to be a part? I said, I would love to. But like it was very last moment. We had 1-2 rehearsals. And like hopefully when it happens again, I'll be like doing some other numbers. But like it was one of the most memorable gigs of my life.
What makes it so memorable?
I mean, Luke Kenny, Parikrama, like Nitin Malik. The best part was talking to these legends and, listening to their stories. We were just sharing stories throughout the day. And I have formed such good friendship with them that they have become such silent mentors since that day that these are your idols, like you've seen Download Festival में इन लोगों को, and to like see them, to have an opportunity, a window to speak to them about
stage and know more about their experiences also.
So it was crazy good. I loved the energy. Everybody was just having a great time and we don't get to do that often. So it was
and I remember उस particular gig पे there was a point जब वो ना आगे का space पूरा खाली था, like जहाँ पे वो enclosure बना था उसके आगे. फिर 2-3 लोग ना चल के आगे जाने लगे. Security ने नहीं रोका. And at the end जब end में चल रहा है गाना Luke Kenny and सब लोग stage पे आ गए थे गाने के लिए. Highway to Hell था ना closing वाला. तो उसमें सब headbang कर रहे हैं and all, and it was crazy energy. एंड आई फील जब तक वो एनर्जी ऑडियंस से आर्टिस्ट तक रेडिएट नहीं होती है ना, एक वो होता नहीं क्या, हाँ कुछ हम कर रहे हैं जो उधर जा रहा है सामने से, जब तक वो आए ना.
Because there's a wall, like your audience is as hesitant as you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I would initially blame my audience कि यार ये लोग ताली भी नहीं बजाते, कुछ बोलते नहीं. And I said, are you trying to talk to them? Like, and I don't mean कि तुम एक cheesy सी lines use करो उनको, like to as an icebreaker. But then are you actually trying to talk to them? You are playing like a tape recorder. तुम अच्छा गा रहे हो, बुरा गा रहे हो, but you are going on and on. If you are curating an experience, you'll stop, you'll introduce the song, whatever it is. I'm not saying ki you have to talk to them, and they can figure it out when you genuinely want to speak to them.
Yes.
They are not fools. उन्हें पता होता है कि भाई ये रटी हुई चीजें हैं, and this person is actually trying to talk to you. So then I started blaming myself कि नहीं, what you are doing is you are singing songs back to back, not giving them any space to breathe or speak to you. And now, thank God, I have, I won't say a better audience, but in a way better audience. So now I can ease into it. Even if it's my awkwardness that is showing, but like I give myself time.
I also feel like with time your audience get filters around. Because जैसे आप ग्रो करते हो, आप नई नई चीजें ट्राई करोगे, प्रेजेंट करोगे, जिसको नहीं पसंद वो उधर से बैक ऑफ कर लेगा, जिसको वो अच्छा लगेगा वो पर्सन will continue staying in touch with you.
Whenever you check your number of followers, no, then जो वो आता है इतने unfollowed you, it's those people who are not impressed at this point, या उन्हें लगता है कि भाई same चीज़ ही हो रही है यहाँ पे, we don't see anything happening. And I think one more thing is this is a problem that I've had. People don't like following cover artists. Even if you are a shitty ass independent singer-songwriter, they'll be very proud. Oh, we know this guy. Oh yeah, he makes his own songs. I'd rather be a cover artist than do something, half-heartedly. The entire independent singer-songwriter thing has become more about this desire to be taken seriously. Because there are so many people who silently follow me. And they'll be like, no, she makes covers mainly. So, they won't have that pride in following me. So it has become this thing that.
But मैंने जैसे स्टार्टिंग में बोला कि आपके जो कवर्स है ना, they have that personality to it. So वो बंदा ना उस personality से attach हो गया, okay, this artist has the ability to present this song as their own thing. So I think that matters more. And I have seen singers on Instagram. They're rich as folks, okay, with all sorts of equipment I certainly can't afford, and they're making music that makes me question like. ये क्या चीजें डाली है उन्होंने बना के, लोग कमेंट कर रहे थे लाइक ओ माय गॉड वाओ आई सपोर्ट यू, लाइक क्या चल रहा है ये सीन में, नहीं समझ आ रहा.
And that's what I feel, even for covers, like if any song is out, लोग डालेंगे कि हाँ हमें इसका कवर डालना है,
उस पे बैंडवैगन पे कूद जाते हैं, चलने लग जाएगा.
The thing which is funny about me is like when I used to perform commercial sets, they would tell me कि ये गाना बहुत चल रहा है, prepare करके लाओ. And 6 months later I'll start thinking about that song. Oh हाँ ये अच्छा था, ये मैं actually कर सकती हूँ, this feels nice. And when I would start singing them, the owner would tell me 6 महीने पहले तुझे बोला था,
आप नया वाला उठाना. Relevance की बात आ गई है फिर.
So I always like all the songs that I do from Noor Jahan to everybody, like वो बहुत the process has been long. They have been with me for a long time.
So I want to come around to the experience of working on Coke Studio Bharat. जब वो teaser आया था ना, so I am a big fan of Osho Jain. I have been for a few years. मैंने कहा Osho Jain and Mansa Jimmy, and मैंने सरदीप को भेजा था. ऐसे कि भाई ये तो कुछ crazy होने वाला है. Something interesting is really going to go down. And उस track को I was revisiting पिछले कुछ दिन से. And I feel like almost all of the songs that you associate with, they have this flow. They have like a direction that they're always headed to. वो कभी stagnant नहीं लगता सुनने में, even in your songs. So how was that experience working with Osho and a lot of artists like? And in general, how do you think collaboration in music is important and कैसे वो shape करता है artist को?
I think I've recently only realized how important it is. I wanted to take care of the entire process कि हाँ मैं लिख रही हूँ, ये कर रही हूँ, वो कर रही हूँ, but it's never going to work out well like that.
Why do you think so that is?
Why I think is right now all these singer-songwriters are getting, all of us are getting so many good opportunities. Like our original got placed in a major film.
Yes.
वो opportunity कल की date में नहीं थी. But why I think is, are we good enough not to compete, but even yesterday only I made a video about it. I've grown up listening to such wonderful music directors and all. are we ready for that? Are we ready to take over that role? जहाँ पे a film is given to us and if we do justice to every scene that they want a song for. And I think what is happening is, if somebody is a composer, they want to turn into a singer-songwriter. If somebody is a DJ, they want to turn into a singer-songwriter. If somebody writes lyrics, they want to turn into a singer-songwriter.
बाकी काम कौन करेगा?
और इस process में, in order to be a brand, इस process के वजह से क्या हो रहा है that healthy collaborations are not happening. And वो चीज़ I think is sort of not helping anybody.
Makes sense.
I think we should take our time and find out that this is something that I can do, this is something that I can learn. There are things you learn.
Yes.
I know I can compose songs in English well, if I sit down to it. But if there's something that I cannot do, I should start having healthy collaborations. So I had a great time at Coke Studio Bharat, Shillong Chamber Choir, Osho, Arjit, all these people, Ankur, I met and like I had a great time.
Just a personal pitch, कभी ओशो के साथ एक अच्छा सा गाना देख सकते हैं क्या?
Osho was like Osho had told me that let's like he had something in mind, but I'm just waiting whenever like it comes.
We'll make sure that this message reaches to Osho Jain and we want to really hear that song, whatever you're.
Oso, I call him Oso.
Oso. all right. We have this new segment this time around because I sort of understood that Mansa has a good online presence. She posts a lot. She interacts with her audience. So let's just say कि हम में से social media lingo किसका अच्छा है. For context, I'm not that great on social media, but देखते हैं how we fare against each other.
Flop era.
ये खुद में समझ नहीं आता है.
नहीं आ रहा ना.
Flop हो गया, अब नहीं चलेगा.
Flop era, I think किसी का like flop time.
हाँ, समय खराब है सर.
समय खराब है.
Flop नहीं हुई है.
ये तो शब्द लिखे हुए हैं जिनका मतलब I don't know this one.
Himbo. Like a hot guy, but he's kind of dumb.
Okay, bimbo.
बिम्बो का हिम्बो कर दिया, okay.
Yeah.
Shit, हम बूढ़े हो रहे हैं.
The big red tree.
I
It's
know.
always there. I'll go first. Like something which occupies your mind.
Just like
Like,
Just like चुपके से.
यहाँ पे counter डाल देंगे. Mansa's currently doing. This is a reaction.
it's giving me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's sending me. It's giving. मैं समझ के.
Giving में क्या मैं नहीं समझा, मेरे को समझाओ.
He did not even understand the explanation. आप.
Basically, जब कुछ you get a DM, you get an email, something, your reaction is sending me.
It's sending.
Means it's like मेरे को हंसी आ रही है भाई. This is cute.
This is sending me.
This is sending me.
Okay.
With
See,
love.
आप इतने बड़े नहीं हो रहे.
Okay, this is an abbreviation. You have to just tell me the full form.
Oh, what the hell?
It looks. ये कुछ बंगाली में वर्ड लग रहा है मुझे. ये कुछ बंगाली.
कोई दवाई का नाम लग रहा है.
Version of something.
it's another stage of Lamao, I guess. Something like
It's the latest version of it. The Gen Z version of it.
I jokingly.
Lamao lol thing. The latest.
हाँ, रुको. I jokingly barfed out laughing.
I got it.
No. Mansa.
Still वो कुछ बंगाली है. आखिरी वर्ड लग रहा है मुझे.
I just burst out laughing. So
Oh,
simple.
God.
Okay, this one is easy. If you use a Reddit, you might know.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Original poster.
Good. See, I did for
See,
you also.
Reddit ones win.
मैं अपने Reddit user friends को बहुत मैं उनके अंदर आत्महीनता भर देती हूँ. तू Reddit में ही है तो.
Reddit वाले Reddit में ही रहते हैं.
Full form once again.
Hit me up.
हाँ, ये मुझे ही पता है.
बट आपने बोला नहीं.
Okay.
Gaining traction इसे.
I see you mean क्या है?
हाँ, ये नहीं पता.
In case you missed it.
अरे यार, ठीक है.
Okay. Ratio.
नहीं पता. You take this one.
Usage कैसे होता है sentence में?
Twitter. Think Twitter.
Ratioed. Something around retweets or.
You're close. Give me.
कितने retweet हुए? Is that it?
Basically, your take is so bad that you got a bajillion quote tweets like outnumbering the original likes and all.
Ah.
Just dunking on you. Okay. Full form.
Full form is not that is that not an expression like
Full
oomph?
form.
But I just realized I need to be more active.
मेरे को भी realization हुआ out of my
Or we all connect.
Out of my something.
One of my followers.
Oh my
That
god.
meme that like you pointed at a
I
random
always
person.
thought this is a sound effect or something.
हाँ oomph. Exactly.
It has got an oomph factor.
जल्दी बढ़ते हैं.
That's oof. That's
आगे
one of
बढ़ते
my
हैं.
followers. Okay. Simple.
Snatched.
Snatched. I know this one. I know I'm
Krishna.
supposed.
No.
I know this one. भाई क्या हो गया? Do I need to waste more time on the internet? I'm already there all the time.
Waste more time.
Social media is
Snatched.
like going to
this
the milk
this
store.
tells me that my followers are not so young anymore. वरना कोई ना कोई ये snatched कुछ तो कर रहा होता. But I know this one. Just give us any hint.
Okay. You look snatched.
हाँ, like you look crazy good on the fleek. कुछ ऐसे कुछ तो
Yeah,
करते हो
it's
तुम
that
बच्चों.
ठीक है.
This is the last one.
Makes
It's a
sense.
funny one. It's like I don't know if you'll get it or not, but I found it funny. Your little meow meow.
It's like being sympathetic and
Close, but not exactly. You got a guess?
No.
It's like a villain, but he's your poor little
Okay,
meow
okay.
meow, so you forgive everything.
oh okay.
Like describing as Dhruv is my poor little meow meow, even after he's committed like 4 cases of arson.
Oh my god, that was an interesting segment, and Mansa had a clear lead, but she still
No,
thinks
you
कि
do.
है ना? देखो जो भी स्कोर होगा यहाँ आ जाएगा, ठीक है? But at the end,
Payal one.
This was easy version.
हाँ तुम्हारे लिए बहुत ही था, तभी तुम्हें बोला था इस हेल्प करने के लिए. But we both realized कि थोड़ा बहुत और ऑनलाइन रहना चाहिए. Moving on to some conversation around music, social media को थोड़ा पीछे छोड़ देते हैं अभी के लिए. घर जाके we'll re-scroll and everything. I want to break down 2 of your songs. The first one being Taa'biir. So for me, Taa'biir has a very open soundscape. जो उसमें percussion का groove it's very oddly timed, so it does not feel कि वो monotonous चल रहा है. And I absolutely love when songs have that. And फिर इसका जो आपका vocal में shift आता है ना, एक section के बाद you are projecting your vocals more powerfully. So all in all, I feel that this song has a motion. It has a direction that it's heading into. And जो उसकी story है about, I think it's around a dream का explanation. So would you like to break that song in 2 ways? First, in terms of sound and music, and other lyricism wise.
I think Elroy Vincent is the composer, but what we had in mind while doing it was he absolutely hates the 4x4. So we like he'll always take interesting sound signatures.
Okay.
But I had this poem about how a dream moves, the entire journey of a dream. By that, I actually mean like my dream to be a musician, my dream to make it big, but also how like a dream goes on
Dream on.
when you're sleeping. So the entire song moves like it is very cinematic in its feel. Like
it
you
is.
spoke about the music, the guitars and everything. It's very ambient. At the same time, it gives you a feeling that, you know, you are overlooking a vast ocean.
Yeah.
And just having a daydream. So even the lyrics are, I think, in direct contrast. They're speaking about the journey of a person from their home to something bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they eventually reach a point where they're confused where to take this dream, and eventually that dream dies out, and they're looking at a dream which is dead, and there's a big fight going on of dead dreams. So that confusion backed up with the beautiful musicality, the instruments and everything, and then it turns into a very powerful anthem. तो वो पूरा है, we call it the journey of a dream. And Taa'biir in itself is an interpretation of a dream. That's how it came to be. It's not a typical song that you can sing and you would like to hum. During your free time, it's very cathartic.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it has so much frustration, so much passion, but at the same time you feel like you're sitting next to this vast ocean and just thinking about your dream.
मेरे mind में ऐसे visuals आ रहे that, you know, you're looking the clouds moving by in a reflection, you know, all of that thing.
That's exactly what we had in mind. We wanted to create this beautiful, like when he came up with this composition, I told him, you know, there's this poem which suits this perfectly, and we want visuals that back it up. It doesn't have to be a typical song. It's it's like a story. It goes on and on. There's no particular structure to it.
हाँ.
And
वो फ्लो है उसका, वो फ्लो इतना नेचुरल है कि आपको ऐसा सोचना नहीं पड़ता कि अच्छा ठीक है अब ये वर्स आ गया, अब ये कोरस आ गया, अब ब्रिज आ गया, यहाँ पे ऐसा एक्सपेक्टेशन होगा. Would you like to present us with a section of the song?
I think I like when it moves to the heavier part.
Yes.
I like it because when it starts, it's too slow कि जो भी lyrics हैं वो भी वैसी soft हैं कि you know हम घर से बहुत दूर निकले, कुछ हम भूले तो नहीं, गिरवी रखी थी वो आंगन की खुशबू की यादें, उनसे वो रिश्ते बिके तो नहीं. तो it's going on, वो बहुत monotonous सी तुम सोच रहे हो घर के बारे में. And then when it turns heavy, I don't think so I'll be able to sing properly, but I'll just try. पतंगों से उड़ते ये सपने हैं तेरे या मेरे, ये कैसी है एक होड़ है शोर, 100 बार टूटे ये रूठे जाते कहाँ, मेरे ये तराने दिला से बहाने क्यों मुझको ये रोके, ये बिल्कुल न सोचे, है दम दम तो घुटता है मेरा यहाँ. I was sleeping, so now my voice is a little like that. But हाँ, ताबीर का ये वो आपका typical song
ये
नहीं
जो
है.
sorry to cut you off between, but अभी मैं notice किया कि ये जो segment आता है, it gets heavier. जो इसमें एक वो rhythm है, it has its own power because जिस तरह से ये rhythm present किया गया है ना, उसमें एक natural power आ गया. तो चाहे you're not really stressing it out in terms of presenting it loudly, but वो rhythm ने उसे एक वो structure दिया कि हाँ अब इसमें एक वो एक rhythm and power आ गई है. So that's something I really
I think
like
that's
about
the
this
beauty
section.
of exploring other time signatures, which Elroy
Yes.
does often. And वो हर mood के लिए ज़रूरी नहीं है कि 4/4, which happens often. I tend to do that a lot. So I think that sort of supports the idea of it being a very
non-ordinary, yes. The next song I wanted to break down along with you is कुछ बात करनी थी. And मेरे को जो इसमें लगा, first of all the string arrangement. I want to know more about it. I'm a violinist and मैं पूरे टाइम पहले फर्स्ट लिसन में तो मैं वही डिकोड कर रहा था कि अच्छा अब ये लेयर चल रही है, अब ये आ रहा है. So पहले उसके बाद you want to tell.
I'll tell you the funny story behind it. We actually, this was my composition. I don't consider myself a great composer. So, and I did this song like years back. So I met Elroy and I said, you know, this is how I want the arrangement to be. मुझे ये चाहिए. But it did not feel right. So I kept it on hold. And then years later, Elroy told me, you know, let's come up with something else. I said, I want now a different sound. I'm a different person. I want a different sound. And then he started showing me examples and this one like felt right. I said, this is it. It like feels right. And it's perfect for the song. Like I wanted to keep some keys also, but like I realized that, you know, this is enough. And like he was very sure that for the song, because it's a simple love song.
Yeah.
There are no layers to it. There's nothing. It's a simple string of thought. This is what happens जब आप नई नई आशिकी में घुसते हो, तो ये होते हैं ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं which appeal to you, and eventually it all boils down to a conversation. So it's a simple conversation. तो like no layers to it, simple love song.
And हाँ, इसमें ये भी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज थी कि जो स्ट्रिंग्स की लेयर थी ना, नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ आर्टिस्ट और सॉन्ग्स रियली एक्सप्लोर दैट. मेरे माइंड में एक बैंड आता है व्हिच आई रियली एंजॉय, आनंद भास्कर कलेक्टिव.
Rishi plays guitar for them.
So and उनके ना ट्रैक्स में हमेशा, बिकॉज दे वायलिनिस्ट अजय जयंती आल्सो प्लेस एज वी कीप सर्चिंग, सो उसमें हमेशा कुछ कुछ लेयर होती है. सो एज अ instrumentalist and as a musician I'm always like यार ये कुछ नया लेके आएंगे, but it's very interesting to see other artists experimenting with string की layers. I also remember पीयूष भिसेकर ने अपने songs में करा था violin के layers, strings के layers आ रहे हैं, and I think it has that simplicity in its sound, you know. वो बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं होता अगर आप लेयर भी कर रहे हो, बिकॉज आप मेलोडी के नीचे एक हारमोनी डाल दोगे, थोड़ा सा पिज़िकाटो डाल दोगे, वो ओवरडन नहीं लगता, इट स्टिल कीप्स इट वेरी सिंपल. एंड इसमें जैसे एक इलेक्ट्रिक गिटार का डिलेड सा भी सेक्शन आता है, वो अगेन फील्स लाइक अ वेरी वाइड साउंडस्केप. एंड दोनों सॉन्ग में मेरे को लगा कि कॉम्पोजिशन वाइज इट रियली कैप्टिवेट्स यू. वो ना आपको सोनिकली बहुत अपने आप में इंगल्फ कर लेता है, उसका जो साउंड है पूरा. वुड यू लाइक टू प्रेजेंट अ पोर्शन ऑफ द सॉन्ग?
I don't think so, because I'll sing something else for you.
Okay,
I'll
sure,
do one
sure.
thing, I'll sing
Sure.
something else. But about the things that you are saying, I'm learning it in the process because now everybody is moving on to the production part. Everybody wants to be a part of the production. Because what I have felt is, I am a writer myself, and I think why writing is easy for me. I can just take a notebook and pen, and I am a writer. But when it comes to music, it's a very collective thing. You have to be dependent on a lot of people. It's a collective. It's a collaboration. There, nothing comes in isolation. So I used to be unaware of the entire production part and everything, but I had in mind that this is the sound that I want. These are the things that I want, and now I'm slowly learning that this is how I want to come about it. जैसे कुछ बात के end में that section where only the vocals are there.
Yes,
that
yes.
that part is going on. I specially added that because I wanted कि years later I want people to sing it back to me.
Oh.
So that's why I added that one. I want my audience to sing it back to me while I'm singing the main lines. So I am not musicality. My musicality isn't vast. Technically, I'm not super strong, but I know the general feeling where things are supposed
I think
to
जब तक आप अपनी इंट्यूशन फीलिंग को फॉलो कर रहे हो तो वो चीज कन्वे हो जाती है. जब हमने स्टार्टिंग में बात करी थी ऑनेस्टी की, राइट? जब तक यू आर ऑनेस्ट विद योर फीलिंग्स एंड व्हाट यू आर कन्वेइंग, वो चीज इट जस्ट कम्स अक्रॉस टू द ऑडियंस इन अ वेरी वेरी नेचुरल वे. Anything else you'd like to present for us?
I'll sing a couple of lines from Tu Na Aaya, which is my favorite, like of our original songs. Tu Na Aaya is my favorite.
Sure, go ahead.
हम तो जिक्र के दम पे तुम्हारे दिन और रात गुजारे, तुमको क्या है पता हम पे जो काजर और इत्र के साए, वफा ये तुझसे निभाए, मिलके तू पूछ जरा. इससे ट्रेलर कट कर लेना दोस्तों.
Got it, noted.
पहली बार हुआ that I'm singing so less.
But it's okay. I think
I
the
think
amount of
that's-
conversations were also
because
needed and necessary.
The point of this was I wanted to talk. I've done my major share of singing.
हम थोड़े एंड की तरफ थोड़ा ऐसा फेज पे आते हैं where you're more sharing about things जो लोग जानना चाहेंगे. First of them is कि जैसे आपने सोशल मीडिया पे अपना इतना बिल्ड करा है, राइट? तो what advice would you give to somebody who's just starting out posting covers of their original music? कोई bedroom producer है और bedroom musician as they like to say, उसको क्या आप एडवाइस दोगे for starting out?
I think I'll tell them वो the things I said about consistency कि ढीठ बन के just keep on doing it. Don't worry about what is not working, what is working at the moment. And second, find out what comes naturally to you, what is special about you. What can you add in a pool where lakhs and lakhs of people are trying to make it big? What is something special that only you have? So I think that will help your journey in the long run.
Makes sense. Also, we got to know that your song Taa'biir was featured in a movie. Abhi, how do you feel about that?
I think when I actually heard it, it was very emotional, but at the same time, I don't let it get to my head. I felt really special for like 5 minutes, and then what's next?
You don't let it get to your head so that you don't become a zombie?
ये कट कर देना, ये बहुत बुरा जोक था दोस्तों. I think a song that you have made, I had never thought that I'll get to hear it. I'll see this song being visualized on the big screen and everything. We just made a song that we really, really loved. We wanted to perform it and everything. And when you see these visuals over it, तो वो feeling, okay, it's happening, वाली feeling. So it was, I think, made me a little confident about the future. That's there.
We are also very confident about your future as a musician. Don't worry. Be rest assured that as long as you are being true to yourself, true to your identity and your sound, there will be always people coming around to listen to and support you. I see. Western influence ke around, can we expect something soon from you?
Yeah, I think I'm already, like 2 songs, I already have the compositions, lyrics, everything ready. I want to release an entire EP, which is like songs about the hills. So it is very dark folk.
Okay.
So that is something that I think I haven't been doing, but it will be a little surprise offer.
Sounds very interesting as a listener. And ये surprise के लिए हम wait करेंगे. Before that, we have a surprise for you. And it has become a tradition on our show कि हम artist को ना present करते हैं. So ये जो gift है ना, इसको पहले कैमरा को दिखाया जाता है, फिर artist को दिखाया जाता है. And अभी artist को present किया जाएगा.
Oh, thank you.
So this is made by friend Aditi.
Oh, thank her.
And हमें बहुत फिटिंग लगा जब हमने इसका फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट देखा था. The whole colors, the vibe, everything just comes together in this artwork.
I'm actually curating my room as such कि वो एकदम hills की याद दिलाए मुझे.
बस it seems like a great addition to this.
Thank you, Aditi.
Yeah, Aditi.
Aditi, thank you.
All right, I think that's all from our end. Don't forget to support Mansa as an artist. She's brilliant and उनके experiences, shows वगैरह पे जरूर जाना.
Don't forget to support him. They are brilliant.
Support us, not just me. पूरे Top Shelf Music को support करो. And do subscribe, follow us around and support us if you want to see such brilliant artists on our show. Talk about their journey, share about their journeys, because I also felt a lot of times you go some places and वो बस गाने में निकल जाता है and not actually the conversation. And we really try to make that happen. So bye guys, see you around in the next one.